Hello everyone. Today we're going to do something fun. We're going to embrace the power of artificial intelligence and use ChatGPT 4 to create a unique visual observing list.
That's right. We'll show you how to use ChatGPT 4 to generate a list of 100 amazing objects to observe in the Northern Hemisphere using an 8-inch telescope. And, to make it even more interesting, we'll also generate notes for each of these objects that you can include with the list.
Before we proceed, it's essential to understand what ChatGPT is and how it's involved in generating our visual observing list. Cassie, could you provide a brief explanation of ChatGPT for our viewers?
Certainly. ChatGPT is a cutting-edge AI language model developed by OpenAI. It's based on the GPT-4 architecture and is designed to understand and generate human-like text based on the input it receives. In simple terms, ChatGPT can comprehend and respond to questions, prompts, or statements that you provide. For our project, we're utilizing ChatGPT to generate a list of interesting objects to observe in the night sky, as well as notes for each of those objects. The AI model processes our prompt and generates a response, which in this case is the list of objects and their notes.
Thank you for the explanation, Cassie. It's a crazy time we're living through with these unexpected advancements in AI technology and how they can be used in various fields, including amateur astronomy. In the second part of this exercise, we'll demonstrate how to import the list and notes into SkyTools 4 Visual. The final list will be made available for download directly within SkyTools via our website.
But wait, there's more. We encourage all of you to try and observe each of these objects, just like the Astronomical League's AL award programs. In fact, we'll offer a special award to anyone who manages to observe all of the objects on this list.
Now, it's important to note that large language models like ChatGPT have their limitations. They can make mistakes and sometimes mix real information with made-up content. So please post feedback regarding the selection of objects and especially the notes.
Absolutely. While this is meant to be a fun and engaging experience, we also want to keep it professional. Visual observing is a serious hobby that requires knowledge and technical skill. If you're new to this and have questions about using SkyTools to plan your observing sessions, or about using your telescope, please feel free to ask questions on the Skyhound forums. There is a pinned thread called the AI 100 Observing List in the SkyTools Visual Observing General Discussion Forum.
Now that we've covered the basics of our objective, let's move on to the next step. Cassie will demonstrate how ChatGPT was used to generate the list of objects for our visual observing project.
Thank you. So here's the prompt we used to ask ChatGPT to generate the list of 100 good objects to observe in an 8-inch telescope, specifically for observers in the Northern Hemisphere at a dark sky site. Please generate a list of 100 good objects to observe in an 8-inch telescope, ignoring the bright famous objects like M42, M31, and the Pleiades. The list should assume an observer in the Northern Hemisphere at a dark sky site. Include objects that are not often viewed but will be interesting in some way to look at. Please format the list unnumbered, and with one designation on each line with no other text, so that I can easily import it into my software which reads a simple text file.
That seems like a well-structured prompt, Cassie. What's the next step after ChatGPT generates the list?
Once ChatGPT generates the list, here's what you need to do. Copy the entire list. Open Notepad on your computer and paste the copied list. Save the list to a file called AI Northern 100, TXT.
Excellent. So now we have our list of 100 unique and interesting objects saved in a simple text file that's ready for import into SkyTools 4 Visual. Let's demonstrate how to import this list into the software. First, start SkyTools Visual. It will open to the nightly planner. Press Get Observing Lists and select Read from Text File. Browse to the file we created by pressing the Browse button. Select Fixed Columns. Select the folder that we want our list to be placed in. We'll choose Default. Enter the name of our list, AI Northern 100, and press read data from file. So one object was unrecognized, ALMAC. This is likely a different spelling from the star ALMAC, which is a nice double. Select ALMAC and press Match. And sure enough, the top match is ALMAC. Select it in the list and press Accept. Press Close. Back at the nightly planner, press the name of the observing list, it says Current Comets, and navigate to the new list in the default folder. Now that the list is imported into the planner, it is ready to be filtered so that we can start observing. Select the night that you want to observe, your telescope, location, and observer. Set the filters to best quality only, visible, any difficulty, and any visible split. We should probably update the weather too. I have to quit by 10 p.m., so I'll slide the slider to 10 p.m. so that only those objects that are at their best before 10 p.m. will be displayed. Remember, there are some objects that aren't affected by moonlight, so you can work on this list on any clear night.
Now that we've imported our observing list into SkyTools for Visual, let's see how we can create notes for each object using ChatGPT. Here are the steps and some notes about the process. In SkyTools Visual, click on the gear below where it says Attachments. At the top right, press New. Enter a title, usually the same as your observing list, AI Northern 100. Press Close, and note that our attachment folder is now listed and connected to our observing list. Right-click on the top object and choose Object Info. Choose AI Northern 100 where it says Folder. Now let's move on to generating the notes using ChatGPT. I provided ChatGPT with the following prompt, including the name of the first object on our list. Please create a brief one-line description of what is interesting about ALMAC. Don't include obvious information such as the magnitude or type of object. It cannot be longer than 45 characters. Do not add a period at the end of the sentence. Add an empty line. Write a few short paragraphs about this object that include interesting notes or observations others have made, historical information, and scientific information. Do not include basic data such as magnitude, size, or separation. Do not include a final conclusion or summary. Copy and paste the top line into the brief text area in SkyTools Visual. Copy and paste the rest of the text into the main text area. Close the Object Info dialog. For additional objects, I used a prompt like this. Please follow the last prompt, but for the object NGC 6231. To make the process smoother, open the Object Info first, then copy and paste the most common designation, usually an NGC number, into the chat window. Keep in mind that common names aren't always universal, so they should be avoided. It's important to note that ChatGPT may have trouble generating note brief text that's less than 45 characters. You might need to edit it. Additionally, the AI is prone to including misinformation, so be sure to double-check the information it provides.
But for our project, we intentionally left everything unchecked and unedited.
Yeah, that's part of the fun. As we proceed with using ChatGPT for our project, there are a few additional notes we'd like to share with you. We noticed that only 97 objects were imported. This is likely due to some objects being duplicated, such as NGC 4565, which is also known by another NGC number. SkyTools won't add duplicate objects to the list. You should investigate any discrepancies you find. To reach a total of 100 objects, you might need to ask ChatGPT for a few more objects and add them via the designation search. While it may offer duplicates, keep trying until you have a complete list of 100 unique objects. Remember, working with an AI like ChatGPT can sometimes require a bit of extra effort and attention to detail. But with some patience and diligence, you can create an exciting and informative list of objects to observe in the night sky. As we wrap up, we'd like to remind everyone to have fun while exploring the night sky with our AI Northern 100 observing list. We encourage you to share your experiences, findings, and any questions you may have on our forum. Remember, the astronomy community is here to support and learn from one another.
And don't forget, we're offering a special observing award for anyone who observes all of the objects on the list. This is a fantastic opportunity to challenge yourself, enhance your observing skills, and connect with fellow astronomers.
We hope that our collaboration with ChatGPT has brought an exciting and unique twist to your visual observing hobby. Thank you for joining us, and we wish you clear skies and happy observing.